Shoaib. Okay, welcome guys. Welcome to this session, the workshop session for MCAC and CCNA. Before we start our session, let me introduce myself. I'm Mr. Shakil here. I have experience on. I have nearly 12 years of experience on multiple technologies, starting with Windows Server Administration. That is on 2003 server, 2008 server, 2012 server, and 2016 server. Okay, then I have knowledge of Linux administration, Red Hat Linux. Okay, then I've been into like VMware, that is your virtualization, for last 5 years. Then I have done my CCNA, CCNP, and there is something called CCIE. I have gone up to CCIE. Okay, CCIE routing and switching. Then there was something called CCNA and CCNP security. Okay, right now I'm in like cloud computing, and cloud computing I have expertise in AWS actually. Okay guys, so this is my profile. 12 plus years of experience. I started my career as a hardware engineer back in 2007 2008. Then I moved into Windows administration and Linux administration. Then virtualization, like 2010, actually 2009 2010 I have done my CCNA CCNP. Then 2012 I have done my CCIE. Okay, there are two exams in CCIE. One is a theory exam and one is a practical exam. So I'm theory certified person, not practicals. And I have done my CCNA CCNP security. Like I said, I'm into like cloud computing now for some couple of years now. Okay, so this is my profile, and this is my work experience and the technical experience and everything. Now coming to our session, this session is a workshop on MCSE and CCNA. Like MCSE is your Windows Server Administration, and CCNA routing and switching. Now what we are discussing today is what is MCSE, what is CCNA, and why we have to do MCSE and CCNA, and what is there after MCSE and CCNA, what we can do after MCSE and CCNA. So I'm assuming here like all of you are freshers here, like maybe just you finish your college this year, last year, maybe like a couple of years before. You're a fresher, you're starting your career in networking. You're planning to make a career in networking. Okay, so let us begin this session. And one more thing, in case if you have any questions or doubts, you can stop me at any time in between and you can raise your question and we can discuss your question, then we can move. Okay, so please be frank here. Okay. Okay, so one is MCSE. MCSE stands for Microsoft Certified Server Solution Expert actually. This is MCSE, Microsoft Certified Solution Expert. And coming to CCNA, this is CCNA Router and Switch. CCNA stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. So one is MCSE and one is CCNA. Now MCSE is a course that is designed by Microsoft. We know Microsoft very well. We cannot survive without Microsoft anyway, because we are using many products of Microsoft. Like we are using Windows 7, Windows 8 or Windows 10. These are the products of Microsoft. These are the OS designed by Microsoft. We have MS Office and we have some more antivirus. We have many applications that are designed by Microsoft, many applications and many operating systems. Okay, so this course is designed by Microsoft. And coming to CCNA, there is a company called Cisco. I hope you heard about Cisco before. Okay, this is one company. It's a US based company. So this company is very famous for designing your networking devices like routers, switches, firewalls, and all these devices. So when you talk about a computer network, we have many devices in a computer network, like a computer, server, router, switch, firewall, and some more devices. We are very much familiar with the computer because we are using computer for our personal use also. Okay, but there are some more devices like a server is there, and there is a router, there is a switch, there is a firewall, and there are, like I said, you some more devices available. Okay, so Cisco is a company that is famous for designing and manufacturing routers, switches, firewalls, and some wireless devices, some voice devices, and some more devices. Okay, so in last 25-30 years, Microsoft and Cisco, these are the two major companies in computer networks. Microsoft designs operating systems and Cisco design and manufacture hardware components. Okay, so these two courses are designed by MCSE is designed by Microsoft and CCN is designed by Cisco. Now, what we are learning in MCSE, what is this MCSE all about? Now, this MCSE is about server administration, and this CCNA is about network administration. This is a major difference. MCSE is about server administration and CCNA is about network administration. So let us see what is server administration and what is network administration with some examples. Then things will be more easier for you to understand. Let us take a diagram here first, a network diagram. Okay, so what you see on your screen is a computer network. Most of the computers network will be designed in this way. Here we can see a device called switch. There is a router here. There is a firewall here. There is a server. There are some computers. There is a printer. There is a scanner. There are some wireless devices here. And there is internet connection coming into the network. Okay, so this is a computer network. There is only one switch visible here, but there can be two switches or there can be 200 switches in a company. There is one server, but there will be 10 servers, 50 servers, or 100 servers, or 500 servers. There are like 4-6 computers here, but there can be like thousands of computers. So the quantity can be any number, the size can be any size, but the devices are same. If you go to a small company which has like 100 employees, 100 users, then we have servers, routers, switches, and computers. But if there are like 10,000 people working in a company, again the setup will be same. There will be some servers, there will be some switches, routers, computers, and firewalls. So your computer network is same if it is a small network or if it is a very large network or if it is a very big network. Okay, now when you go with MCSE, when you start learning MCSE, in MCSE actually we are learning about this server configuration and how to manage these users or computers. This is your MCSE. Come again, MCSE deals with server administration. So what is server administration? We should know what is a server. We should know what are the types of servers available. We should know what services are available in a server. We should know how to install a server, how to configure a server, how to troubleshoot a server, and how to do administration. So by using this server, what administration we can do? By using this server, we can control and we can manage all these computers and all these users. This is what server administration is all about. Let us take some examples here. For example, you know, antivirus. Every person will use antivirus in their computer. What is the use of antivirus? Antivirus will protect our computer from virus. Okay, so imagine in a company there are like 1,000 computers there. Okay, so imagine this is computer number PC 1,000. So if there are 1,000 computers in a company, every computer must have antivirus, every computer must have MS Office, every computer must have certain applications. So installing antivirus will take around 10 minutes actually, not more than 10 minutes. Approximately it will take 10 minutes. Okay. But how many computers we have here now? We have totally 1,000 computers. So there are two ways of installation, guys. So listen carefully. One way is we can go to computer number 1 and we can do the installation. Then we can go to computer number 2, we can do the installation. We can go to computer number 3, we can do the installation. We can go to computer number 4, we can do the installation. Like this, we can go to every computer and we do the installation. But see how many computers we have totally? 1,000 computers. So just imagine every computer is taking 10 minutes. So if you go to 1,000 computers, it may take some days easily. Just to install antivirus in your company, it will take some days or maybe some weeks because there are 1,000 computers. What if there are 5,000 computers in a company? It will take like 3 weeks or 4 weeks maybe. Okay. Now the other way of installation is we can take a server. Like we can see there is a server machine here. We can take a server, and by using server within 15 minutes, by using server within 15 minutes, we can install antivirus in all the 1,000 computers or all the 5,000 computers or maybe like 50 computers. So within 10 to 15 minutes, by using a server, we can install antivirus software or MS Office software or any software in all these computers. So now we can see clearly one advantage here. If there is a server, we are saving our time. If there is no server, we should go to every machine individually and we should do the configuration. We should do the installation. But if there is a server, by using a server, we can manage all the computers from a central location. No need to go to machine number 100 or machine number 150 and machine number 750. Take a server, use a server, sit on that server, and by using that server, manage all the devices in your network, all the computers in your network. One more example. So this is our setup here. Suppose imagine we have many users working in our company. Like there is a user here with the name Ali. There is a user here with the name Raju. There is a user here with the name John. And there is a user here with the name, for example, Deepika. So we have these people working in our company. Ali is working as a marketing person. Raju is a finance person. John is a like a multimedia person. Deepika is a programmer. So we have many employees. Okay. So what these people do, they work every day and they save some data. Now, when Ali, Raju, John, and Deepika, like 4 users or maybe like 4,000 users, when they work and when they save the data, can you tell me, guys, where data will be saved or where data should be saved? It's a simple question. My question to you is there are like hundreds of people sitting in our company like Deepika, John, and all these users. When they make some document in their computer, they have to save the document, right? So my question to you is where exactly the document should be saved? Will it be saved in Deepika computer or will it be saved in the server? What do you think? Where it should be saved? Anyone? It's a simple question, right? Users are sitting on their computers. So users are making some documents. So where the document should be saved? It should be saved in the computer or it should be saved in the server. Okay, I'll explain you. Now suppose imagine Deepika is saving data in her computer. She is saving data here. Okay, and John is saving data in his computer and Raju is saving data in his computer. So like this, every user is saving data in their computers. Here, Raju is saving data here and Ali is saving data here. Now you're the administrator of this company. So one of the responsibility of administrator is you should take data backup. This is one of the most important responsibility of any administrator in any company. You should take backup of each and every user's data. So now there are two ways of taking backup. One way is you should go to Ali's computer and take backup. Okay, you should go to Raju computer, take backup, go to John computer, take backup, go to Deepika computer, take backup. So to how many computers you should go now? Maybe 4 computers or maybe 400 computers or maybe 4,000 computers. So you should go to every computer and take backup. But if there are 400 computers, 400 computers is a small company actually. It's not a big company. Big company may have like 10,000 or 15,000 computers. So if there are 400 computers in a small company, Will it be easy for you as the administrator to go to each and every computer and take backup? See, you're not taking backup once a week or once a month. You will take backup every day. You will take a backup every day, or in many cases, you will take backup every 1 hour. In many cases, you can take backup every half an hour, every 100 seconds, maybe. Like if you're working in a banking sector, backups are like, a very normal thing in companies. Okay, so is it possible for us to go to every machine every day to take backup? The answer is big no. That is not possible. Okay, so what we have to do? We have a server. Yeah, there is a server here. By using server, what we can do? By using server, you can take backup of Ali computer, Raju computer, John computer, and Deepika computer. No need to go to Deepika's computer. No need to go to Raju's computer. You can take a server. Server has those capabilities. Server has those options available in it. So by using a server, you can take backup of all the users and all the computers. So within like 10 minutes, you can take backup of all the 300, 400 users. But in case if there is no server available, then you should go to each and every computer individually. So if you want to go to 400 computers, it may take like 3 to 4 days. But still, if your company says you should take backup every day, then what you should do? Company should hire many more administrators, like 10, 15 administrators only for backup purpose. Okay, so this is the work of a server. Server will simplify our administration. Okay, server will make our work more easier. One more thing, these users, Ali, John, Raju and Deepika, these users should save data in server. But again, once you make a Deepika user, Deepika data will not be there in server. Ali data will not be there in server. Raju data will not be there in server. John data will not be there in server. Remember one thing, server is a machine that is an intelligent machine, but server will not work on its own. Router will not work on its own. Switch or a firewall, it will not work on its own. Whatever configuration we do in a server or a router, that machine will work according to our configuration. So we have to configure server in such a way that whenever these users are saving data, the data will directly go to server. So it will be very easy for us to take backup here because all the users data is coming in a server, and it will be very easy for us to implement security. Instead of implementing security on 400 computers, we can implement security on 1 or 2 servers. That is more easier way. Okay, so how to install applications in server, how to take backup, how to create users, how to implement policies, how there is a every computer has something called USB port. We are familiar with this USB port. We know we can connect many devices there, like we can connect a pen drive there, or we can connect a external hard disk, we can connect a keyboard and mouse. So we know about this USB. Now we have like 400 computers again. Now out of 400 computers, I can say 99% computers, this USB port should be disabled. Means Ali can bring a USB and he can connect the USB to his laptop and he can copy data. Deepika can bring the USB, she can copy data in the USB and she can take the data out of the company. So on each and every computer, USB port should be disabled. Now there are two ways of disabling USB port. One is go to Ali computer and disable, go to Raju computer and disable, go to John computer, like go to every computer and disable. And the second way is we have a server here. By using server, within 5 minutes, I'm repeating again, by using a server, within 5 minutes, you can disable USB port on each and every computer. So this is your server. Server is for administration. By using a server, you can do administration of a network. We can enable something, we can disable something, we can install something, we can uninstall something, we can provide security, we can manage a user, we can do many things by using this server. Okay, so where we are learning all this server administration, we are learning server administration in MCSE. This is the course that deals with server administration. So when you go with MCSE, you're learning how to manage a computer network. Okay, so securities, policies, user creation, user management, okay, backup servers, file servers, all those things you will see in MCS. Okay, I'll just wait here for like 30 seconds. So if you have any questions, anything regarding MCSE or anything else, we can discuss those questions, then we can move. You can send me a message in the chat box, or you can simply use your microphone. You can talk to me directly. So you have 30 seconds to 50 seconds. Any questions, then we can discuss. Take your time.
Hello? Hello, sir. Good
Yeah,
morning.
Rahul. Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, sir. Sir, myself, Rahul, and
Okay.
I'm working as a Python developer, and
Okay.
I have experience of 2+ years. And
Okay.
currently, I'm working on a AWS, and
Okay.
in the AWS, I'm using the VPC, API Gateway, Lambda, some 3 or 4 services currently I'm using it. But
You're
sir,
working on EC2?
I'm working on sir VPC.
VPC.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. Fine.
then API gateway, then Lambda and S3.
Okay.
Like 3 4 services currently I'm working on it from past 1 month. But
Okay.
sir, I did not get anything in the VPC and API gateway. Like what is the net gateway, what is internet gateway, and all these stuff related to the network. So
Yeah.
from which course I should start to learn the from the basics of network, so I will get comfortable over this.
See, when you said VPC, actually, I know what was your question. Because
But
normally people will go to cloud computing without having basic knowledge of MCAC. See, MCAC CCN is not basic, first of all.
okay,
Okay, but not
okay,
what normally people do. Without the knowledge of MCAC and CCNA, they go to cloud computing or virtualization and all these things. Okay, I'll just go to my cloud account. I'll just show you something practically. Okay, W755D6. Okay, this is something called cloud computing, Amazon cloud computing. So right now you are working here on VPC,
yes sir,
and your one of the major problem you have here is when you create a VPC, maybe you're confused here, like what is this number, right?
yes sir, yes
10.0.0.
sir, correct, correct. I did
Uh,
not get any.
exactly. You're not the one person, Rahul. Actually, there are like hundreds and thousands of people who are trying to make a career in cloud computing, and they will come here and they will struck. They
Yes
don't know
sir.
what is 10.0.24. This is what you learn in CCNA.
Okay.
CCNA net routing and switching. I have a CCNA class. I'll just show you one thing before I proceed. There is some online class CCNA. So can you see these IP addresses and all those things? I'll just open.
Yes, yes sir.
This is IP address. This is
Okay.
what you should learn first. So that
Okay.
that 10.00 will come here.
Okay.
And there is something called subnetting. Again, this is what you should learn.
Okay.
There is something called Net4 Guardian broadcast ready. So this was there in that VPC. This is what you should know to understand the concept of VPC and to understand everything. Can you see a 10.00/8 and
Yes sir.
slash 24?
Yes sir.
This is what you should learn. I'm taking this online class morning 7
Okay.
a.m.
Okay.
We have taken 7 classes for IP addressing, actually. You know that
Okay.
totally 7 classes for IP addressing. Because
Okay.
remember when I told you, when I uh, share my work experience, Windows, Linux, and all those things. For last 12 years, I can see one common thing in every person, and that is people who are weak in the concepts of network, they will be weak in any other concept.
Okay.
People without the proper MCAC and CCNA knowledge, these people will not be good in any other course. Any other course, like once you finish MCAC, CCNA, it will be like CCNP or security or VMware or cloud or Linux. There are many options available. Okay, but if someone is
Okay.
directly going for like cloud computing, he will feel a lot of difficulty in cloud computing because the basic concept is not there. There is something called network, there is something called routing, there is something called switching. So right now you are facing difficulties in those topics,
Yes
and
sir.
where you are learning those topics, you will be learning those topics in CCNA. Today only 7 to 8 a.m. I just finished my IP concept and it took 7 days for us. Normally people finish in like 2 to 3 days. IP, subnetting, PLSM, but it took 7 days because from my experience, I know if you are good in IP addressing, especially in IP addressing and the network concepts, you will be good in all the other technologies that are related to networking action.
Okay.
Okay, so you should learn MCSE, CCNA. It's better you learn both the things, but at least you should learn this CCNA routing and switching. Then only you will feel more comfortable. You'll understand the AWS technology better if you know these two technologies.
Okay. Okay. So,
Okay,
sir, is it good to go with the MCSE first, correct?
it is better for your career. See, Rahul, we are not making a career for like 3 months or 6 months, right? We are making a career for our lifelong, maybe for next
Yes.
5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? So if you are
Yes. Yes.
working, if you are making a career for next 15, 20 years, this is a
Yes.
time where you should learn something better. Your
Okay.
base should be good, and your base is MCSE and CCNA. A
Okay.
person will be good in all the higher courses like VMwares and securities and clouds if that person has good knowledge of Windows administration and CCNA.
Okay.
The certification is also mandatory.
Certification, right now there is no certification for MCSE. MCSE
CCNA.
certification, yeah, CCNA certification is there. It depends actually. Certifications are mandatory, but like Rahul is already working in cloud, he can directly go with the AWS certification. But again, if you have to make your resume a bit more healthier, then CCNA certification is one of the most important certification in networking for last 20-25 years, or I can say at least 20 years. Until today, it is one of the most important certification for next coming years and decades. I can say like this will be one of the most important certification. So if you can afford, then better go with certification. That will be helpful for you in like getting till the interview. See, certifications will not get a job for you. Your knowledge will get a job for you. Your interview will get a job for you. But if you have a certification, that certification can take you till the interview. So MCSE, there is no certification right now, but CCNA certification is there. I can say it's better for you if you go with CCNA certification. Then whatever you do in future, like cloud and whatever, you can go to those technologies and write some more certifications.
Okay. Fine.
How to write certification? I'll explain you. Maybe normally people feel difficulty in writing certifications, online certifications especially. But you know, compared to our school and college exams, online exams are much more easier. So before we finish our session, hopefully I'll explain you how to go with CCNA certification and what exams will come, what questions will come, and all those things. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So that was your MCSE. Now let us see some brief. Let us have some brief introduction of CCNA. In CCNA, like it is designed by Cisco, that is what we said. CCNA routing and switching is one course. Okay. And it is about network administration. Now, CCNA has three major topics. One is IP address. It will take at least 6 classes, 5 to 6 classes. In case if you have any difficulty, I'll go with 7th class also. If I make a person understand IP address, I have done a huge part. I have done a huge job that I feel actually, because you know, IP is such a huge concept that you should understand. You should not know what is IP addressing. You should have perfection in IP addressing. Understanding, getting some knowledge is something, and having perfection is something. For your networking career, if you have perfection in IP addressing, you'll feel more comfortable in coming years and years and years. Okay, so in CCNA, one part is IP address, second part is router, and third part is switch. IP will take like 1 week, router will take like 2 weeks, switch will take like 1 week. So it will take 30 days, and we have like couple of classes for some other topics. So overall, it will take like 35 days for us to finish CCNA. And these are the three major topics in CCNA: IP address, router, and switch. Router will take 12, 13 classes, 11 to 12 classes. So I'm simply writing router here, but it has many more things to discuss. What is router, types of router, how to configure router. There are many things here. Okay. Now in MCSE, we have server. There are many servers in MCSE, but the three most important servers here are ADDS, DNS, and DHCP. These are the three most important servers in MCSE, and these are the three major topics in CCN. Recently, I have seen a interview. You know, written interviews will be there, written test will be there. So one of my friend, he sent me that interview questions. It was on DevOps and cloud computing actually. I have seen around 12 to 13 questions. Out of 12 to 13 questions, there are like 3 to 4 questions from IP addressing. The interview was on DevOps and cloud computing, AWS and DevOps. It was for experienced people. It was not for freshers. It was for like 5 years, some years of experienced people. But out of like 10, 12 questions, I have seen like 3 to 4 questions related to IP address. So out of 12 questions, nearly 25 to 30% questions are related to IP address. So just imagine the importance of IP addressing in our computer networks. So again, when you go with this router, we will learn many things about computer network. And if you go with switch again, you learn many things about computer network. That is one thing. And you should know what is ADDS, how it is working, how to configure. Actually, ADDS will take nearly 12 classes in MCS. It is the most important server of your Windows administration. And DNS and DHCP, with this DNS and DHCP, we have many more servers there. So altogether, it will take 35 days for MCSE and 35 days for CCNA. Okay. So I repeat again, to make a career in networking, if you want to go like till cloud computing or virtualization or security, there are many options available, DevOps and all those things. If you want to reach that level, if you're good in MCSE and CCNA, you will be good there. You will understand all the other technologies very easily. But if you have difficulty in understanding MCSE and CCNA, or if you have no knowledge of MCSE, that is Windows Server Administration and Network Administration, all the other technologies, you will be confused. Like just now Rahul told me, like Rahul said, like he is working on VPC, so he's a bit confused. See, whenever I take a demo, especially in last some months actually, whenever I am taking a demo, whenever we are starting any classes, whether it is online or offline, people will raise the same question. They say like they have already completed. Many people came to me and they said they have already completed cloud computing, but still they are like confused what to do. They are not able to understand. They are not able to understand IP addresses. They are not able to understand how network address translation is working. They are not able to understand how ACL is working. So all these things you are learning in MCSE and CCN. Okay. So again, over to you guys. Just 30 seconds. Just try to revise what we have said till now, what we have discussed till now. And if you have any questions, hopefully we can see that. Then we can move. So take your time.
Yeah, hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, hello, Shoaib. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Actually, I'm learning DevOps and AWS myself as the institutes are closed currently.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
for DevOps and cloud, both MCSE and CCN is required, or only CCN is enough?
See, CCN is mandatory for DevOps and AWS, but you know what you do in AWS and DevOps? Anyway, you're managing, sir, you're creating EC2 machines there. You're managing EC2
Yes,
machines.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that is
yes,
one of the main purpose of your cloud, right? So you
yes,
should know what is a machine actually. You should know what is a server. You should know what is a service. See, you're
yes,
creating a machine, fine. But why you are creating a machine? You are creating a machine to install a OS, and why you are installing OS to run a service. So if you're not having this knowledge, if you don't know why we are doing this, you can do this. Practically, you can right
yes,
click, next, okay, cancel, finish. We can do this. But you should know what is a server, what is a service, why it is used. If you know this, then it will be more easier for you to manage the cloud infrastructure. So what is there in cloud infrastructure? Whatever is there in Windows administration, like there is a DNS server, DHCP server, ADDS server, instead of creating and managing these servers within a company on a physical server, we are using a EC2 machine. There is a machine over the cloud, and we are installing DNS there, DHCP there, web server, email server, file server. So whatever you do in MCSE, the same thing you do there. Okay, the same thing you do there. The same server will be there. The same server OS will be there. The same server administration will be there. The only difference here is in MCSE, you're learning on a physical server. In cloud computing, there is no physical server. There is just a virtual machine. There is just a EC2 machine. So again, without the knowledge of MCS and CCNA, it will be very difficult for you to go ahead in your cloud computing career. MCSE will take 35 days. I'll just give one simple example. MCSE will take 35 days, but your career is for next 12, 15, 20 years, hopefully. So just
Yes, yes.
see the equation. Just see the equation. If you can spend 1 month on MCSE, learn anywhere. I'm not forcing like you should come yet. Just a simple, discussion here. You can learn anywhere. But if you have knowledge of MCSE and CCNA, that is 35 days and 35 days, the next 15 to 20 years will be more fruitful for you. It will be more easy for you. And again, these are not the only people. I have met many people. They have finished MCS, they have finished cloud and AWS or Azure or DevOps, whatever they have finished. They came back and they learn MCSE CCNA. Then they again revise their cloud computing. Then they felt like, okay, now we are able to understand cloud computing in a better way. So I can say in one way, yes, if you do MCSE CCNA, that will be great for you, great for your career for next 2 decades. I'm not saying compulsory. I'm not saying compulsory. CCNA I can say compulsory. CCNA is compulsory for sure. But coming to MCSE, I'm saying okay. In a way, I can say like close to compulsory. But still, if you miss MCSE, there is something called Linux administration also. You can go with Linux administration also. But still, spending 30 to 35 days daily 1 hour is not a big deal for our career in a way. So yeah, MCSE and CCNA both are mandatory for you to learn any other higher technology.
Okay.
I can say
Sorry,
this with
what if
more.
okay.
Yeah,
What if
yeah,
we
sure.
learn online means we will not get to uh, see and practice that physical devices what we call as routing and switching. So
No, online means like this
okay.
session is also online here, right?
Yeah, yeah. So is
You're
this class
talking.
available through classroom training?
No, this class is not available through classroom training right now because
Okay.
Telangana government we got the orders like 3 days before, so there are no classroom trainings. But there are two ways of online. One is normally people take some recorded sessions.
Yes.
So if you take recorded sessions, we are providing recorded sessions also. But the problem in recorded session is you cannot ask a question. See, we started our session like 35 minutes before.
Yes.
Till now there are like 10 to 12 questions easily, right? So the
Yes. Yes.
problem
Able
in
to
the
interact with you.
exactly, the problem with the recorded videos are you are simply hearing it, and if there is any doubt, then you should there is no way to clarify the doubt. So these are only online courses, and it is easy for us to learn MCSE CCNA through online. You will not feel any difficulty there.
Okay. Okay. So means how to get a hands-on on practical devices like routing and switches
Okay,
when it comes
good
to
question.
CCNA.
Yeah, good question. But normally, I'm in this training for like 10 years, working as well as training. Normally, people come and they say like, do you have like the hardware devices like routers and switches? I have my own office somewhere, own institute. Actually, there are some devices available. It was there before Corona, but there were some devices available. But the devices were not used in last 4 or 5 years because there is a simulation software called Cisco Packet Tracer. This simulation software is designed for CCNA. This is your router, this is your switch, and this is your computer. So by using this simulation software, you can do all the CCNA practicals. Just click on this router, CLI, and can you see something is there? Say no. And here we can configure our router. So whatever you do here, it is like you're working on a real physical router. There is no difference there. Whatever technologies, especially like MCSE and CCNA, there are simulations available. So no need to go with physical devices. No need to go with physical devices. For CCNA, we have the Cisco Packet Tracer, and for MCSE, there is something called VMware Workstation. Can you see here VMware Workstation here? See how many devices I have here for multiple classes. All these machines I have created. So for
Yes. Yes.
MCSE,
I'm using
for
Ubuntu in VMware.
yeah, for MCSE, for server administration, you can go with VMware Workstation or Oracle VirtualBox. And for CCNA, you can go with Packet Tracer, or there is one more simulation here that is called GNS. You can go with the GNS also. I'll just resume my server just to show you. This is my some other class, 8 o'clock online class. So this is a server machine, Windows server machine. Okay, so it will be like this. So can you see what is here? Can you see my screen clearly? There is a Durga user, Deepika user, Alia user, Federer. If you go to HR, there
Yes,
is
yes.
Jyoti, David, Imran, Sachin Tendulkar. This is your Windows server. This is your Windows server, and there is something called server manager. So you should know what options we have and how to configure and how to manage. So online classes are useful for you. The another advantage here is you are getting recorded sessions for sure. So recorded sessions will be useful for you for revision. So MCSE and CCNA, we will be sharing all the softwares with you, like VMware and this Packet Tracer we will be sharing with you. So it will not be difficult for you to practice all these things. And coming to the physical devices, you know, for next 2-3 years or 4 years, maybe in a company, you will not go close to the physical server or physical router or physical switch. You will be connected to these devices through remote connection. Once you join a company, in your laptop or in your computer, this software will be there. This is called PuTTY software. So by using this PuTTY software, we can enter an address here like 10.0.0.1. Like 10.0.0.1 is the address of router, for example. So by using this address, you will connect. So physical devices, you will not go close to physical devices for many years, because physical devices are there somewhere in a server room. See, this is server room. I hope you can see that clearly. There are servers and routers and switches. So every person is not authorized to enter in server room. And especially we are freshers, so we are not entering in server room. And coming to cloud computing again, where are our servers actually? You can choose a location like Virginia, you can choose a location like Mumbai, you can choose a location like Sydney. So if you choose a location like Sydney, your servers are running in Sydney branch, Sydney data center. So no way you are connected with the hardware devices. You are using only internet connection and you are connected there. In case if there is a issue in your network, then we can go to this network server room and we can do some troubleshooting there. But the person should have like minimum 4, 5, 6 years of experience. As a fresher, you're not entering in the server room. So if you think like, okay, you need physical device to work, no, you just need some softwares so that you can do all the practicals of MCSE and all the practicals of CCNA. They're making some changes here. It's some data center somewhere. DigitalOcean is again a cloud provider actually. So we can see the infrastructure. They have many servers and all those things. So they are making some hardware changes. So these people must have like 7 to 8 years of experience. Yeah.
What would be the salaries for these people?
Okay. How will be the
Initially, and
salary?
at the mid-level
Salary on which technology? Sorry.
on these things, if we are CCNA certified or
Okay.
for these people, how they would.
Okay. The salary for these people will be, it depends on the company. For example, if you work in a small company, your salary will be a bit less. If you work in a big company, your salary will be a bit more. But if you're a fresher here, if you're a fresher and if you're getting anything between 12 to like 20,000 per month, let's be more open and more frank. As a fresher, if you're getting something between 12 and 20,000, you should accept that job and you should start your career. For next 18 to 24 months, that is up to 2 years, you choose any path, maybe like programming or maybe like networking or maybe like any other path. The initial 2 years you are treated as a fresher. So if you are getting anything between 12 to like 20,000, you should accept the job. Now my question to you is, now this is 2021. After 3 to 4 years, suppose imagine we are in the year 2024. Hopefully we'll survive through this corona and we will be in 2024. So now tell me, after 4 years, how much salaries you are expecting to earn? Every person has a plan there, right? So tell me how much salary will be sufficient for you after like 4 years. Anyone? How much? Any guess? Or any
Around
Around
80
plan?
to 1
about
lakh.
5 to 6.
Okay, around
80 to 1 lakh.
80,000. Yeah, 80,000 to 100,000. Okay, now is it possible to earn this much money after 3 to 4 years? Of course it is possible to earn this much salary after 3 to 4 years, but the thing is, what we do in next 3-4 years is the most important part. Like once we do MCAC CCNA now and within like 2 months we finish cloud computing, we cannot expect like 80,000 and 1 lakh rupees after like 4 years or 5 years. The networking or any computer courses are a learning process. You cannot learn everything in 1 month. You will get an idea in 1 month. You will get the concept in 1 month. You can do the configurations in 1 month. But if you want to get perfection, you should do some hard work. Okay, whatever it is. But 80 to 1 lakh rupees is more than possible if you can reach till CCIE level, or if you can reach till virtualization level, like you can reach till this cloud computing level. And of course, there is Linux administration also. People are also getting more salaries there. So after 4-5 years, I can say in this way, after 4-5 years, after learning many more courses, if you're not getting minimum this much, minimum 80,000 to 1 lakh rupees, that means last 4-5 years, you have not spent properly. You know what it means? In last 4-5 years, you have not taken some time every day, like half an hour or 40 minutes to upgrade yourself. How much knowledge you have, that much money you will get. That's the open fact. Okay, so right now you are starting with MCAC and CCNA. These are the two courses you are starting. MCAC and CCNA, you cannot expect 80,000 after 10 years also anyway. To be frank, after 10 years also on this MCAC CCNA, you cannot expect 80,000 or like 1 lakh rupees per month. So once you finish MCAC CCNA, you should choose a path like AWS, DevOps, virtualization, Linux, or security. Then if you go in that path for next 3-4 years, you can easily reach till this level. I know some people in Hyderabad, they are earning more than 2 lakh rupees per month on cloud computing because they have like 7-8 years of experience. So as a fresher, anything between 12, 15 and 20, you should accept with a smile on your face. But after like 4-5 years, if you're getting less than this, that means you wasted some time, maybe in next 2-3 years. So how much you upgrade, how much knowledge you get, that much it will be useful for you. Okay, so anyhow, you can easily go up to this level. At least after 3 to 4 years, you can easily reach that level. Okay, salary is one thing, and the second thing is job. Actually, what about jobs? You know, there is a footballer. I hope you know what is football. You watch some football. There is someone can CR7. You know him, right? Cristiano Ronaldo. You know how much these people are earning? You know what salaries they get? They get some crores of
Millions,
rupees.
crores.
Yeah, exactly. If you talk in Indian rupees, they will get some crores of rupees every week, per 7 days. They will get that much money. But again, now if you think, if you sit there and think like, can I get that much money? That is not possible because you are not there. Just imagine how much hard work these people have done in last 20-25 years. Okay, so to reach a particular place, we know we have to do some hard work, and in networking especially, how much comfortable you are in MCAC and CCNA, how much knowledge you have about MCAC and CCNA, and more importantly, how much understanding you have about MCAC and CCNA, the next 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years will dictate your career. These two technologies, these two courses will dictate your career for next 12 to 15 years. So I can say this frankly, that these two courses are mandatory for everyone. And coming to CCNA certification, if you can go with CCNA certification, that will be great for you. Okay, these are the things. With my knowledge, I feel more comfortable actually in cloud computing and CCIs and virtualization. I really feel more comfortable here actually. The reason is I'm good in this, means I have some proper knowledge of Windows Server administration and CCN. Because of this knowledge, I always feel learning AWS or security or virtualization is more and more easier. This is not only with me, this is with all the people who have done this before, like 18 years of people or 12 years of experience people. They all feel comfortable in these new technologies because they have a proper basic knowledge, the proper foundation. And nowadays, in last 1 or 2 years especially, people are directly learning cloud computing. People are starting cloud computing as their first course. Again, like we have already discussed before, they'll feel a lot of difficulties there. Okay, suppose in cloud computing there are like 30 classes, for example, 30. I can say out of 30 classes, 15 to 18 classes are related to Windows server administration and network administration. It's a big statement I'm making here. Listen carefully, please. If there are 30 classes in AWS course, out of 30 classes, 15 to 18 classes are related to server administration and network administration. Now, this is a big statement. Now, it will be easy for you to decide whether to go with MCSE CCNA or not. Okay. Done. So let us go with the certification. Just a brief introduction of our certification. Like I said, there is no MCSE certification now. MCSE certification is expired by Microsoft. By the way, MCSE certification was one of the oldest certification in IT. It was there from 1990s actually. But you know, Microsoft people, they clubbed MCSE with Azure. Azure is the cloud of Microsoft. So they have clubbed it. So it's a new certification. But the course is still available. You should learn the course. And maybe for next couple of years, if someone is planning to make a career in networking, he should always begins with MCSE. That will be great for him. Okay. Now, coming to the certification of CCNA. CCNA has one exam actually. Exam code is 200-301, I guess. Yeah, 200-301 is the exam code, and exam fee will be $200. Total marks will be 1000. Out of 1000, you should get 825 to pass the exam, and the questions will be between 45, it can go up to like 65 or 70. This many questions will be there between 45 to 65 or up to 70. Suppose today you're writing exam and I'm writing exam, you may get 55 questions, I may get 60 questions. Okay, so these are the questions, and 95% cases questions will be multiple choice question. You know, this multiple choice questions, normally we feel comfortable in multiple choice questions. Yeah, so these questions will be multiple choice questions. 1 or 2 questions will be practicals, very simple practical. Those things we will see when we do the CCNA. So majority of questions will be multiple choice question and answers. Okay, now the duration for your exam will be like 120 minutes, 2 hours. Now, for example, imagine you did CCNA and you're planning to go for CCNA exam. So once you finish your CCNA course, can you pass your CCNA exam? The answer is big no. Once you do CCNA with me, or once you do CCNA anywhere, or whatever books you read, you cannot pass your CCNA exam because 120 minutes are not sufficient. Although these are multiple choice questions and answers, but many questions in those multiple choice question and answers will be like scenario based questions. They will ask you, this is the scenario, in this scenario what will you do? So you should read the question, you should read all the scenarios. So it may take more than like 30 minutes for you to answer maybe one question. We have only 120 minutes. So what is the procedure to go for exam? There are some centered CL Corp, Pearson VUE. You should go to this Pearson VUE examination center. You should take your photo ID proof and register your exam, book your exam. Okay, but before you write your exam, we have something called dumps. I hope you heard about these dumps before somewhere maybe. Let us see what are these dumps. Dumps means, suppose today I am telling you, okay, these are the 250 to 300 questions and answers. Come again, these are 250 to 300 questions and answers. So I'm providing, for example, I'm providing 250 to 300 questions and answers. So what you should do, go home, see the questions and see the answers. Remember, these are multiple choice questions and answers. So just see the question and answer and just try to memorize your questions and answers. So if you memorize your 200 to 300 questions and answers, and if you go to exam, how many questions will come? 45 to 60 questions will come. And all these 45 to 60 questions will come from this 250 to 300 questions. So actually your paper is already out. Maybe there are more questions, maybe there are 300 questions. Out of 300 questions, 60 questions will come in examination, and all 60 questions will come from this 300 questions and answers. So is it difficult for you to write the exam now? No way, right? It is like, you already know the questions, you already know the answers. You'll just go there, you take the answer, then khalas, you finish your exam. So writing examination is not a big deal. Come again, writing examination is not a big deal. We already have questions and answers. We already have dumps. There are certain websites there like examcollection.com, passforsure.com. We can go there and we can purchase these dumps by $60, $70 they will charge you. We can purchase the dumps and we can go for exam. I'll repeat again, no person can pass the exam by learning CCNA course or by reading books and all those things. And every person can pass the exam by reading these dumps. This is the only way of writing exam. If you go to exam without preparing dumps, maybe out of 50 questions, you may answer like 12 to 30 questions, 12 to 20 questions maybe. All the questions you cannot attempt. So take these dumps and write the exam. I know some people actually, they have first taken the dumps, they did the examination, and they came and they learned the technology. That is not the way to go for any technology for sure. But they got the dumps for free from one of their friend. So they have done like this also. So CCNA examination or any other examination, we have dumps. You can take the dumps and you can write the exams. That's it. And the last thing here is CCNA certification is valid for 3 years. After 3 years, your CCNA certification will expire. So if you want to keep your CCNA certificate alive, certificate means you will get a number. You will get a certificate number there, candidate ID. So if you want to keep your CCNA certificate alive after 3 years also, then you know what you should do? You should again reappear for CCNA exam, or you should go with CCNP exam. Remember, after CCNA, there is something called CCNP, Cisco Certified Network Professional. And there is something called CCIE, Cisco Certified Internet Network Expert. So after CCNA, you can go with CCNP. There are 3 exams in CCNP. You can write any one exam. So like this, we can keep our certification alive. I have done my CCNA exam in 2011. My CCNA certification is still valid. My CCNA certification databases, my CCNA certification is there in Cisco database till now. We are already in 2021. How that is possible? Because every 3 years, I just write one exam. So that exam will carry my old certifications for next 3 years. Got it? So it is valid for 3 years. But if you want to take your certification for more than 3 years, then we can write some other exams. And in majority of cases, guys, CCNA exam you're writing by your money. You have to spend money for learning and writing exams. But once you get a job, in majority of big companies, they will pay for your examination. Your company will pay for your examination. Like for CCNP or maybe for cloud computing, company will pay, because the company will use our certification for their benefit. So there are certain reasons why company will pay for our certification. So one day maybe someone can come in your company, or HR will come to you, and he can say, there is one exam certification we need for our company, so will you write this certification? So if you say yes, what company will do? They will purchase the dumps for you, and they will say these are the dumps, and after 10 days there is an exam. So just prepare the dumps, after 10 days go and write the exam. Company will use that certification for that benefit, but that certification is on your name. So like this, we will move further in our career. Okay, so the other courses and other certifications, maybe you're not paying whole money from your pocket. In most of the cases, companies will help you. Okay, so anyhow, this is the examination code, examination fees, total marks and passing marks, and this many questions will come, and we have like 120 minutes to write the exam. And without taking dumps, don't try to attempt the exam. Got it? Without taking dumps, don't try to attempt. Whether if you're going with cloud computing exam also, or virtualization exam also, or security exam also, there are dumps available. I'll just show you the website for dumps, and hopefully, okay, first I will just log off from here, from my account. Okay, fine. Just note down this place, exam collection. If you go to this examcollection.com website, we can see Microsoft, Cisco, CompTIA, Amazon, VMware, Citrix, Google, Juniper. We have all these companies. So if you go to this Cisco, see, we have many examinations from Cisco. All these are different examinations actually. Whatever you see is one certification, one exam. But we need to go with 200-301 Cisco Certified Network Associate. So click on this. This is your exam. Now they are charging $80 for the dumps. So pay money for this $80, pay money for these dumps, and attempt your exam. Okay. Now there are some stages of our career. One is like working, then it is like exam, then it is like interview, then starting with your learning. Let us see here, please. Just a general thing I'm discussing now. One is learning, second one is exam, interview, and job or work. Now tell me guys, out of these 4 steps, according to you, which one is the most difficult one? Learning, exam, interview, or job?
I think learning.
Exactly. Learning is the most, I should not use the terminology most difficult, but you know, you're learning something for the first time, so you feel a bit difficulty here and there. But I can say in MCSE and CSNA, there are 80 to 85% topics that will be like very easy for us to understand. And there are like 10-15% topics which will take some time. So wherever there is a topic which is a bit difficult, we will spend more time there. That's it. Exams will be easy because we have dumps. Interview will be easy because you already know the concept. If you know the concept, you can easily answer. If I ask you like 2 plus 2 how much, you can easily say like it is 4 because you know this concept. So interviews will be easy. And work, this is the easiest actually. Now, most of you know how to ride a bicycle or maybe ride a bike or maybe drive a car. But just imagine while learning how to ride a bike or a car, it was not easy, right? But now it is more easier for you because you already know how to do it. So yes, learning is the part there we need to spend extra time. Learning is a place where we need to, like, you know, spend some extra time so that the other 3 will be easy. Normally people feel difficulty, people's feel like, okay, interviews will be very difficult. No, I can share like 200 questions and I can say with guarantee, wherever you face interview, wherever on the face of the earth, whichever city, whichever country, whichever company, anywhere, the interview questions will be same. So interview questions are not different or difficult. Okay, so when we learn any topic, like suppose in MCSE we are learning DNS, for example. Once we finish our DNS, I'll share you like, okay, these are the interview questions we will face from DNS. These are the interview questions we'll face from this server. These are the interview questions we face from router. So all over the globe, the interview questions will be same. 80%, 85% interview questions will be same. So don't worry about interviews, don't worry about work, don't worry about the exam and all those things. The most important thing that every person should concentrate right now is the learning process. I can see like there are many people who are interested in cloud computing. Of course, you should go with cloud computing. I'm also in cloud computing. So everyone should go with cloud computing. It has huge scope. It's a huge technology. So we have like huge scope for many years. Okay. But again, before you go to cloud computing, if you're good in this MCAC and CCNA, you will be very good, or you can be very good in the cloud computing or VMware or whatever technologies you are learning. Okay, guys. So this was the thing we were supposed to discuss. So if you have any questions or if you want to ask something, then we can discuss those things, hopefully. So take your time, 30 seconds, and hopefully we can discuss some other things. Yeah, Rahul.
Yeah, sir, like, is there any prerequisite knowledge is required to start with the MCSC or directly we can start?
You're not audible clearly, Rahul, but I heard like you said, is it anything required to pass CCNA exam? That is what you said?
No, sir, like my question is, now am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible now, clearly.
Yes, sir. So, like, is there any prerequisite knowledge is required, like Linux or anything, to start with the MCSC, or directly we can start from MCSC?
MCSC is actually the first course you should do. There is no prerequisites. You know how to operate a computer, right? Everyone knows this.
Yes,
I should not ask a question, but everyone
yes,
knows how to operate a computer. If you have that much knowledge, you are
yes.
more than ready for this MCSC course. In MCSC, starting 3-4 classes will be like basics, like what is a network, types of networks, how to make networks, how to install OS. So 1 week it will be like all these basics. So that 1 week is more than enough for you to learn server administration. So there is no prerequisite for MCSC.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so any other question, guys? Any other question from today's session, MCSC and CCNA? So this was the workshop. This was the thing we were supposed to discuss today. Some basic introduction, just to know the importance of MCSC and CCNA. Okay, so we have discussed what is MCSC, CCNA, what is the difference there, and the examination, and why it is important for us to learn MCSC and CCNA. And one more thing before I finish, don't worry about the online classes. Online classes are the way we are learning nowadays, and this will be there for many more months and many more years maybe, because there is no offline classes available. You know the reason very well. Okay, and you will not feel difficulty in learning MCSC or CCNA through online. Forget about devices. No one will work directly on device. Okay, and it's not difficult to learn how to make connections actually. You know, when you connect your mobile phone to a charger, there was no course anywhere like how to connect a mobile phone to a charger. You just see the port, you just see the pin and just connect it. In the same way, it is not difficult to connect a router to a switch, switch to a computer, computer to a server. When I show you graphically, it will be more than enough for you to understand like how to connect. Okay, so all these courses, MCSC and CCNA, are more than we can learn through online media. There will not be any difficulty for you. Okay, that is the one thing. And the second thing here is, whatever classes we are discussing here, you will get the recorded sessions once you finish the class within a day or within a 2 days, or maybe the same day actually. The management will send you the recorded classes. Okay, you can revise the classes again for more knowledge and better understanding. That is the one thing. Softwares will be shared by the management. I already shared softwares with the management. They will share the softwares with you, and they will share the lab manual. Okay, so I have made some practical steps here. It will be easy for you to learn Windows administration and CCNA by referring that book. Okay, guys, this was the thing. So I'll wait for some more time, 30 seconds, 100 seconds, whatever. If you have any other questions, any other doubts, so we can discuss. Or else we can stop for the day. So just take your time and let's see what we can do.
Sir, what will be the
Uh,
duration of completed means MCSC and
Duration,
CCNA for?
duration will be there. Duration is for like 35 days each. 35 days for MCSC, 35 days for CCN. Right now we are starting MCSC from Monday actually, and CCNA
Okay.
will take 1 more week to start.
And
For
daily one
MCSC,
will be of 1 or 2 hours.
it should be minimum 1 hour, 1 hour 10 minutes, 1 hour 15 minutes, but minimum 1 hour. Sometimes it will
Okay.
go like more than 1 hour because of the questions and answers. So it will go more than that time. But normally some days we can extend our time, like Saturdays maybe. we can take a bigger
Okay.
class. So
So we need
and
to enroll separately for MCSE and CCNA
yeah, I
separately,
guess
or it will be single.
it's up to you. If you are planning to come for both the courses, there is a package there maybe. If you want to enroll only for one course, it's up to you. You can talk to the management. Maybe they will explain you things in more details. But yeah, these are the two different courses, and maybe they are offering in package also. So just try to talk to them. Hopefully they will help you.
Okay.
And weekly 6 classes will be there. 5 classes for sure. 6th class will be some practicals, or maybe like some new topic, or maybe some question answer sessions. We'll just try to make our learning process a bit more interesting actually. You know, when you're learning something for the first time, you feel a bit difficulty. Sometimes you'll feel like things are becoming bored. So it's a normal thing. It's a natural behavior. Okay, so we'll just try to make our sessions more and more interesting. We will see the real scenarios. We will see some examples and all those things. So learning process will make more fun and more interesting. That is what I can say from my side. And regarding the fees and the uh, duration is 35 days, like I said you, but regarding fees and any other things, hopefully you can contact management, or management will contact you by evening or maybe by afternoon. So you can take all the details from them.
Sir, what is the time of the batch from Monday?
Monday, I have class at 7, then 8. So hopefully it will be like 8:30 and 9 o'clock. Hopefully it will be 9 o'clock. Actually, I have not asked them. I have already 2 classes in morning, 7 a.m. and 8:15 a.m. So hopefully this will be like 9 a.m.
Okay, from 9 to 10:30 max.
9 to 10:15 max.
10:15 max. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Fine, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. But still, again, they will call you for the timings. I'm not sure, maybe 9 or 10. Today was the
Okay.
workshops. It was at 10. So hopefully it will be from 9 o'clock because I'm free at that time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you, man. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend. So hope to see you again. Okay. So if there are no questions, hopefully we can stop this session now. I'll just wait for
Sir,
30 more seconds. Yeah.
yes, sir. Like, what is the link to join from Monday?
They will share the link. They will share the link on your mail ID.
Okay.
For next 1 week, they will change. They will every day, they will share the link with you. Okay. So after
Okay.
1 week, the link will be permanent.
Okay. 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 Fine.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, in Durgasoft, you are only the one faculty of MCS and CCNA, because if the management asks, means we'll get confused.
No, no, I am the only faculty for MCSE CCNA in Durgasoft right now.
Okay, okay.
Okay. People who take demo, they should take the class actually. That is the law. So one person will not take demo and other person will not take class. So I'll be the one who will be taking MCSE and CCNA for you. Okay. Okay. Okay, man. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Hope to see you again on Monday. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.